Ridgeway. These are your 11 questions, living La Vida Lockdown. Let's go. Number one,
Okay.
the good, the bad, the ugly of lockdown.
The good actually has been that I've ultimately had more time with my fiance and her little one because of the working from home life that we've been living. So despite the fact that we weren't allowed to see each other for a long time during the intense lockdown, ultimately I've been able to spend a prolonged period of times there and back and forth. And that's been actually really, really nice.
The bad?
The bad, I think, is a sort of wider look at the world and the arts really, and how much that suffered. That's something that's quite close to sort of my background. You know, I come from a sort of a family that is quite heavily into the arts, and in the same way that I have a link to sort of addiction and mental health, and the fact that that's I obviously got worse, and I think not really been recognised. I think that's the bad.
And the ugly?
The ugly, I don't know whether the bad and the ugly can switch round, but the ugly I've actually written down, and it might be a controversial one, is that I've started to become apathetic, and I've started to stop watching the news, not just about the coronavirus or even at all, but to do with the hysteria and the confusion and the American election, and everything that the news brings is making me apathetic. And for the first time in my life, I feel like if there was an election tomorrow, I probably wouldn't vote, which I never thought I'd say.
Yeah, that's interesting. Right, 2, what's your keeper, the thing you are going to keep doing?
The keeper is morning time. And morning time was always something that I enjoyed, but now I find that I can make the most of that morning time.
Great. And what was your new discovery, or is your new discovery for lockdown?
My new discovery is the moon, and the fact that my emotions and monthly sort of waves of positivity and negativity seem to be associated with it more when I'm in lockdown and in this work from home life. Whether that's because I've just been made aware of the fact that that can happen, I'm not sure, but that's my new discovery, the moon.
Number 4, what gets you through living like this? What gets you through it?
I think what gets me through it is gratitude, and I feel very, very lucky to be in the working world that I'm in, and I feel very lucky to be as privileged as I am to have lovely food around me and a great roof over my head. So it's just an immense sense of gratitude on a day-to-day basis, really. And
are you team never been fitter or team never been fatter?
I've written both with an exclamation mark, because it's been I've gone through phases, as I always do, but it's been a bit more sort of team fatter for a while, and now I'm into team fitter.
And how are you?
I'm good.
Really?
Yeah, how am I really? Well, how am I is good. How am I really is it's still very, very good, but there's a spectrum of addiction, and I've been towards the sort of acute end of that in the past and got through things, and I have to be aware of those behaviours, not necessarily to do with booze and stuff like that anymore, but just to do with those sort of compulsive behaviours, because they can be more pronounced in an environment like this.
And number 7, living your best or worst life?
Best, yeah, living my best. I said to you the other day, it's been a good year. It's been a really good year. I'm definitely living my best life.
How would your friends describe you in lockdown in 3 words?
Well, I asked them this, and there were it caused a lot of humour. But the main 3 words, I think, which I was very sort of humbled by, were I think passionate, driven, and assured, and these aren't words that have always been attributed to me. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I was quite sort of started blushing.
Oh, lovely. Number 9, sourdough or apple sours?
It's sourdough. I'm a big fan of both, but it's sourdough with Marmite peanut butter. Have you tried that?
I haven't tried that. What a good tip. Is that your lockdown tip?
Yeah, and you don't make it yourself. You can buy it in a jar.
Yeah.
Marmite peanut butter. It throws you at first, but then you can't get away from it.
Oh, okay. Number 10, your 2021 prediction, please.
I'm going to be positive here, and I think it's going to be the year of sports coming back. The Euro football, the Olympics, and all sorts of other sort of aspects of sport. And I think that's what that's going to bring with it, is a sense of unity, which will knock on into other parts of the UK and the world. That's my positive message.
Great. And your final question, your final word for 2020?
My final word, my singular word, is adaptation. And I think actually, again, to be positive, I think we should all be really proud of how we've done in all sorts of different ways. And everyone's adapted and everyone's learned lessons, but ultimately everyone should be proud of how they've managed their year.
Ben Ridgeway, you've answered your 11 questions, living La Vida Lockdown. Thank you.
Thank you very much.